Things are crazy in these YouTube streets. The blogs is picking up this big story with Lizzo and her dancers. Erykah Badu is letting Beyoncé know that, hey, I see you and I need you to see me, so please say something to me. Hello, good God. And did her boyfriend unfollow her? Boy, I tell you, it's one thing to get with these guys, but it's another when it's hard for you. They always show you who they really are. We're going to get into some things in this video. Let's go. So the dancers are basically coming out saying that they were treated unfairly, that Lizzo was really nasty to them. And I'm not going to be the one to jump to judgment. I can't say, we were not there. Everything is allegedly according to them, right? But I will say this. If you were once a Lizzo fan and now that this is out, you're like, whatever, forget Lizzo, let's cancel her, whatever the case may be. I think that we should actually go through the trial, get all the information, get both sides before we start this whole canceling culture. I'm not for the canceling culture regardless of who it is. And that includes Lizzo. That includes Chris Brown. That includes Tory Lanez. That includes all the crazy stories that we may get over time. I'm not with the canceling culture until we get all the facts. Now, once we get the facts in a situation like R. Kelly, burn that mofo down. But until then, I'm willing to at least hear what everyone has to say. So I have some clips prepared for you guys so you can hear straight from the girls yourself. And then we're going to hear from the fans. We're going to see, did Beyonce really snub her at the show? Or is everyone overreacting because B wanted to give Erykah Badu her props? So if that's what you want to know about, if you're interested in hearing the news conference and everything that's going on with that, stay tuned for the rest of the video.
I do think Lizzo does believe that she is, doing good. And I believe that a lot of people are taking good from what she's doing, but in close quarters with her on a daily basis, it tends to be very intense and very unforgiving.
Straight from her mouth, she says it's very tense and unforgiving. I'm not going to victim blame. I'm not going to victim shame. We're not doing that here. We're just listening to what she has to say, and those are her words. So we're going to continue with some more clips. I have a news clip where it's going to include the other two ladies who had something to say about the treatment. So let's take a listen to this.
Appreciate the explanation. Crystal, I'm coming to you, but Ariana, help me understand. Lizzo was about making people not body shame. How did it happen that you felt she was body shaming you?
So she had expressed a few times that specifically she was concerned about me at the South by Southwest Festival previously when we were promoting the TV show on Amazon Prime that we had did. That was the first time I had showed up to one of the Lizzo events, noticeably having gained weight from when I was on the show. She told me she was worried about me, and there was nothing different about me other than my weight. My demeanor was the same, my dance ability was the same, my energy was the same. I think she uses language to avoid being canceled. So instead of blatantly saying like, you're gaining weight and what's wrong with you, it's more of like, you seem different. We see through you. What's going on? I was even pulled into a private meeting with just her and the choreographer, and who I look up to very much. So I was, a little intimidated being in a room with just the two of them. They disguised this as a safe space, but really I do believe that they wanted just a reason for me to give them a reason as to why I was, fatter now. I felt cornered, so I ended up telling them, that I do struggle with an eating disorder, and that I'm in recovery, and it has never affected my job, and it will, at the time, would have never affected my job. And as soon as I said eating disorder, they kind of just went, oh, like, that kind of explains why she's bigger now. But, of course, they never said that blatantly, but just to give people a understanding of how this felt. It's also like being a Black person in America, where you can sense microaggressions and an undertone of racism without someone having to say, you're Black and I don't like you. It's more so of like, subtle, nuanced things that go on. There's a tone, there's a language that's used that lets you know that this person is concerned about your weight. And she even said in another meeting after Crystal was unfortunately let go, she was listing off reasons why we should be grateful to be here, that other artists don't know the dancers' names and that other artists don't do what she does. And dancers get fired every day for gaining weight. And she kind of paused and looked at me and, I don't know if she remembers that she looked at me or if she knows that, I don't even know. But I just know that every single day I felt ashamed that I had gained weight. And I had never felt more conscious of my body than I had on that job.
And Crystal, you believe you were fired for sticking up for other dancers who you believe were being harassed?
It wasn't necessarily about the harassment per se when I did stick up for not only myself but the other dancers, even though that was something that we were experiencing. It was more so the hostile work environment, including the false allegations that was being circulated around in regards to us drinking before shows, because Lizzo had brought that up in this meeting that she scheduled for us after a long and hard rehearsal, basically telling us that we were not performing up to her standards, and just that she wasn't happy with the show and how we were presenting ourselves, and that she's hearing that we're being, unprofessional, not having a good attitude, and that we just need to step it up, and that the drinking before shows needed to stop. And of course, I was confused because I knew that that wasn't the case. And then she scheduled another meeting that next day after the re-audition and basically emphasized everything that she said the day prior. And once again, she brought up the drinking before shows, to which then I raised my hand and asked if I could speak. She did allow me to speak, and I told her, hey, I just want to let you know on behalf of myself and all of the other dancers that drinking before shows has never been the case, that we would never partake in that and put ourselves, you or the show or our jobs in jeopardy. And then after that, she just kind of blew it off and was like, well, if you're not, well, then good for you. And then she kind of just, blew it off. And like I said, tensions were kind of already heated in that moment, not only just with her, but with her management team and with her dance captain. And then days later, I was terminated in a hotel lobby via her one of her tour managers due to budget cuts, only to then find out that less than 24 hours later they had another replacement dancer to basically replace me. And then of course I was still searching for answers and reasons as to why I was let go, and they just stuck with budget cuts. I asked to speak with Lizzo. They wouldn't let it happen. And then, of course, her manager then decided to give me her opinion and said that I came across as snarky and didn't have the best attitude at times. So it's just like all of these different microaggressions and underlying things that were just going on in our work environment that made it very hostile.
Crystal, Ariana, Noel, thank you for explaining the situation. We'll be following the litigation. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Whoo, child, that was my first time listening to it all the way through with you guys. Listen, that's horrible. And again, I'll say everything's allegedly. And if this is their experience, Lizzo is out of line, and I can't rock with that. I'm just going to be honest. At the end of the day, you're not going to build a brand off of being positive. You're not going to build a brand off of being outgoing, loving, caring, inclusive, and then treat people like crap. I'm not with that. I'm not with the bait and switch. Now, this young lady, Mrs. Davis, I think is her last name, Ariana, she made a video wanting to go back to be on season 2 of Lizzo's show. So I think that is directly undermining her whole claim of it being hostile. You guys can tell me what you think. I'm going to let y'all listen to the clip now, and we're going to get back to
Surprise! Hi. What's up? It's Ariana Davis from season 1 of Lizzo's Watch Out for the Big Girls. I know, you're probably thinking, why is she here? What is she doing auditioning for season 2? The short answer is, I'm a singer. And I just want to share that part of me with y'all. I know I've been on tour. I've been working with Lizzo for some months, maybe close to a year now. And it's been so amazing and such a beautiful journey. And she's probably going to be like, girl, what are you doing? But anyway, I figured though I might as well shoot my shot. I mean, I don't think she knows that I can sing. And the biggest thing about me is that I always say this, but dance is my first love and music is my passion. And if I was to be chosen for the cast of season 2 of Watch Out for the Big Girls, I don't know. I just think that it would mean the world to me to share my voice. I think my voice has gone quiet for too long. And I think that I have a story that people need to hear because I think they can relate to it. And I think it can help change lives and, you know, do what Lizzo's doing. I look up to her so much, and I just want to follow in her footsteps and not only be an amazing dancer, but be an amazing singer and storyteller. I love to write music. I love to sing. And I just want to share that with the Queen Lizzo herself. Yeah. Choose me to be part of the singing group. I know I'm already a dancer, but I can sing too.
Now, that's going to completely undermine everything that she had to say in these different news conferences or press conferences that she's doing, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Also, the people are wondering if Beyoncé felt the way or have her ears to the streets and heard what's going on, so she did her song and she omitted Lizzo's name, but I really think it was just her paying respects to Badu. Let's take a listen. I mean, at the end of the day, I think that was more of a respect thing, but the internet always want to run raw with some crazy story. Beyonce is all about respect and including people. At least that's her persona when it comes to her business. So that's what I'm going to go with. Beyonce don't have anything to do with the craziness that's going on with Lizzo. I think that she wouldn't do that. She just wouldn't even involve herself. So the Badu was her saying, I heard you, sis. I love you. And that's that. Now, the fans, on the other hand, they are not giving a damn. So I'm going to let y'all listen to this one fan who was just like, at the end of the day, burned the whole house down. It was quite funny. I'm going to let y'all listen, and we're going to talk about it in the comments. I want to know how y'all feel, what y'all think. Are y'all rocking with Lizzo? Are y'all cutting her off here? Do y'all believe the girls? Y'all don't believe the girls? I mean, it's different ways we can look at this.
Why is it so much worse than I could have ever imagined? So I read the Lizzo shit. Bitch is guilty. So is her team. Pay them people. It's been a long time since I heard about something and was like, they're wrong. That's how I felt about Tory Lanez. Prison. Immediately. And Lizzo and her team need to run these people their coin, because what the fuck? I thought I was gonna see like 1, 2, maybe 3 super inappropriate things, and like, you know, this would be something where it was like, okay, a learning moment and da-da-da-da-da. No, girl. How you sitting here forcing Jesus on somebody but also making crude comments? Calling people who are not religious the non-believer? Like, the stuff that her makeup stylist or a person in the beauty department is accused of is horrible. Like, her team seems toxic as fuck. And it makes sense, because if this stuff is true, then so is Lizzo. Forcing your employee to eat a banana out of somebody's nana? Huh? And saying that she mentioned something that may have been related to this case in the song Rumors? Yeah, guilty.